What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. I don't know what's happening with my phone. There we go. I was freaking out there for a second. Welcome to stream. Happy Friday. Glad to have you. If you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe, and we're gonna start that drinking. What's it gonna do? Professional stream tonight. A little tired, just a wee bit tired. So we're just gonna kind of move into that late night pour hangout type of stream. We're gonna talk a little bit about Woodford's tonight because they dropped a little bit of news on me, and I gotta talk about it because I want it and it's expensive. So we'll get into that. But let's check the chat real quick before we pour it up. You guys are already in here hanging around. Joe Waters in the chat says, Kyle with the Titanic reference. I think mine's a little shimmied up. Says Bourbon Daddy says, I was here. High Top says, what if we're already drunk? Can we hang out? I mean, I guess. Kind of rude to start without us, but I get it. You know what I mean? It happens. Kyle in the chat says, I'm just sitting here waiting. Well, your wait is over, sir. Kyle Super Chat says it's about time. I was early. I was early. You guys were earlier, but I was early. Normally, I'm late. So, you're welcome. Caterpillar says, call me old fashioned peep. My comment on your latest community post, please. Do I have a community post? Do I? I don't even know what that means. Let me see. You know, YouTube really hasn't been like telling me like when I get like certain comments and stuff like that. I'll just like randomly be looking and it'll just pop up. When it comes to the YouTube's been doing some weird updates, I'll tell you that. In the chat, Raph says, guess who's back? We got him. We got him, boys.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Demonetize, I'm kidding. What do you want? A community post? It's old. Oh my god. I don't know, bro. Tux, you're gonna have to hang on a second. Because I don't know. I messaged you. Did you not get it or something? Like, what's happening here? Anyway, sorry, boys. I'm a distracted one today. Sawdust and coffee says, cracked open a bottle of Dickel 15-year store pick. It's 19 years old. Not too shabby. I haven't really been a fan of Dickel too much, but I also haven't had like a ton of their stuff. Nothing particularly wrong with it. It just doesn't like sing to me. But cheers. Joe Water says, happy Friday. Call me old fashioned. Oh, no. This is my Woodford's Double Double. I haven't really cracked it in a while. I've been babying it because it's expensive. But the cork feels a little stuck. Oh, no, we got it. I broke another cork the other day on a bottle I haven't really drank. I broke it on the Pursuit United. Unless it was already broken, I forgot about it, but it's broke. Devastated. Kyle says, just cracked a Jack single barrel rye for tonight. I know you wanted to do rye. I'm going to start off light. We can move into the ryes because my topic's about ryes, but it's more about Woodford. So you know what I mean? Like, just bear with me. Joe says, I still have a double double I haven't cracked. I mean, I'll quickly go over like Woodford's Double Oak in general is like one of my favorites. Not because it's the best or anything like that. It's just my favorite flavor profile. Martin Springer says you have a big drinking problem. Not really, sir. Maybe a problem that I haven't had anything new in a little bit, but you know, to each his own. To each his own. No, Woodford's Double Oak was the one that kind of like got me into like having a bigger selection of bourbon in general, right? So when they came out with the Double Oak, I made a whole trailer. I was making a big documentary about it, and they screwed me. But it's still a fantastic bottle. Can you send a hug to Brazil? We're watching you from here. Shout out to Brazil! Joe says, Martin, the bottles are addicted to him. See, that's facts, right? It's not me. I want it. I try to get away. The bottles, they love me. But I don't know. If you've never tried the double double oak, I mean, I definitely think like it's past time. You know what I mean? It's not going up in value. I promise you that. You'd have to like cut your price in half to like sell it too. So most people got frustrated with the price. I was okay with it at first. The more I kind of think about it, it's still like a tough price. Fantastic bottle though. So, right, that was fantastic. I haven't had it in a while. It's also first pour of the night. It's 90.4. It's low proof. It's when you get into like a couple pour of the night, you can't really go back to it because of the proof. Monster Shrimp says, hi, welcome to the stream. Raph says, we don't have drinking problems. We have storage problems. Never enough bottle room. That's facts. That's facts. You know, because I mean, I have shelves on shelves and it's all full. That's why you got to slowly kind of drink your way out of the storage problem and then you can buy new ones. Joe says, yeah, I bought it originally for trades. Now it's just sitting. Just crack it open. Take a sip. Dubs Wrestling says, love this guy. No, bro, look at your photo. That's fucking sick. It's like a samurai guy. If that's you, bro, those arms are too big. You need to deflate those. Joe, have you had the? Have you had it? Have you tried it, or did you buy and you bought two, or you just have? You just never opened it. Anyways, let's get to like the fun part of this, right? So, where's my other thing? Here we go. So basically, Woodford's popped off on their Instagram saying, "Hey, we got something for you. You've been asking, we're delivering." So they are releasing as part of their master collection a 125.1 proof barrel strength rye. Obviously, you can see on screen. It just, you know what I mean? It just looks like it's ready to be drank. Price is coming in at $129. Again, higher price in general compared to their other selections of the master collection. Like this one was like $180. A $50 drop to me means that they heard everybody. They're trying to go in the right direction, but again, things in the world cost a lot of money. So I'm gonna give them a little credit for trying to keep it down. It's still expensive, don't get me wrong, but a step in the right direction. Plus, I love these bottles, so you already know I'm a sucker. You know what I mean? They're gonna get me. But when I saw this, one of the things I said was, everybody like basically is begging Woodford's to release batch proof, barrel strength, cask strength, whatever they want to word it. Just give it a higher proof. That's what most bourbon enthusiasts want in general. Their normal stuff does please the masses, so don't get me wrong. But even like me, like I'll take a Woodford's double oak cask strength over the double double. Now, if you give me a cask strength double double, you know what I mean, might knock my panties off. But that's just me talking off the side of my neck. I have their normal just batch proof, 121.2 proof. It's down here now. It's fantastic, right? Again, one of my favorite Woodfords in general because the proof is just perfect. Whatever they are distilling at, you know what I mean? And then it comes out around that 120. Those are all money. Again, it's going to come in at that 700 milliliter bottle, which kind of sucks, right? Kind of feels like you're getting gypped just a hair, but it's the way these bottles are designed. I know it's for like international shipping rules or whatever, but again, that part just kind of sucks. Says more info. Barrel strength rye honors the legacy of America's original rye whiskeys, where spices and tobacco take the lead, layered with notes of fruit, floral, subtle sweetness, but rather than presenting the standard 90.4 proof, which Woodford's is known for, this is a higher proof expression, brings pronounced spice notes. How to use it? Oh, tasting notes. Oh, shit. That means it's got to be already about to go for sale. Like, it doesn't ship. It says, I had to rig it. I had to say I was in Kentucky. Because if you put in Florida, you can't even read this. Apparently finishes long with citrus, unsweetened tea. Well, let's not go that far. I don't care to read them. I'd rather just not. And then I'll try it later, and then I'll go back to this. So, going back to what I was saying, I'm here for it. I've been looking. I knowing tonight we were going to drink more ryes, right? A little Friday rye day. I'm looking around the room. I don't really have that many ryes. I have a good amount, but compared to my bourbon selection, it's not. You know what I mean? It's not shit. Somebody said poison as I'm reading that. I just saw it pop up. Poison, poison. Get the fuck out of here. Damn, you guys were going crazy for a second. Joe says I have one. Huge fan of the regular double oak. Joe, just crack it open. You know what I mean? Crank up a live, crack open the bottle, and just have a good time. JC says you have a drinking problem when the bottles don't sit longer than a month. My bottles have been here for fucking shit a year. I wish I got through them quicker. I just don't. Tux, I'll get to it in a second, bud. I'm cooking. JC says I'm gonna skip that Woodford's. Looking for Elijah Craig barrel proof rye. I feel like I've had those, so you know what I mean. I haven't had the Woodford's. Entices me more. Just I'm a big Woodford's kind of fanboy in this bitch. You know what I mean? Like I love everything they put out. It's just good. You know what I mean? But it's also a little nostalgic. But I haven't had the Woodford's rye at this. I've had the Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig's good too. Don't get me wrong. Christian says, cheers, call me old fashioned. Happy Friday. Just made an old fashioned with a backbone uncut. I need to bottle kill tonight. There you go. Let's do it. I don't have one, but I'll drink with you. Kyle says, what price point do you feel the double should be? Because the release price was ridiculous. I'm glad to see it coming down though. I mean, I agree, right? I mean, at first I was like, I'm all on board. I was okay with the price. The issue I have with it, right, is because I originally said, okay, releasing in 375 milliliter bottles I was okay with that. It was limited. It was a little bit markup compared to a normal 375 milliliter bottle, but I understood why, right? It felt special, right? So then when they released, they were doing it nationwide. I still thought it was going to be somewhat limited. So when they said, hey, it's going to be like 180, I was like, okay, there's going to be more. It's just still going to be limited. I don't know if they didn't tell us or they just mass produced the shit out of it because there was so much of it on the shelf. If you had that much of it, I don't think it should have been at like a really limited price point because that's what it felt like. 180 means like, hey, we ain't got much, so we're making the most money out of this. If you're flooding the market to the point where it's sitting on shelves, it shouldn't go for 180. That's my opinion. I think 150 is like a fair price for like a double oak with the age and all that. I do. Jacob Bennett has joined the family. Appreciate it, bud. 150 I think would be okay. I mean, the 120 I think is the ideal price point. That's just I love it at $2 too. You know what I mean? So I'm just being greedy, guys. If you're just now tuned in, drop a like on the stream. Let me know what you're sipping on. I'm getting to the comments here in a second. But it's but I also have like a special place for Woodford, so I don't think everybody else would agree with me on half of what I just said. JC says, nice Joe. I guess Strambui says, are y'all a fan of Pootie Tang starring Chris Rock? I guess I've never seen it. Unbroken Flame says, Friday Rye Day, love it. C-Man says, I like Old Ezra Rye. Never had that one. Old Pirate Bourbon in the chat says, cheers, folks, and community. Old Pirate, what's going on, baby? Welcome to the stream. JC says, call me old fashioned. You gotta look for that 16-year Penelope Estate collection, right? I mean, I'm always looking for them if I can find it at the right price. I don't want to pay secondary for any Penelope. They're all good, but I have a shit ton of Penelope. So much I had to move it over here. But I mean, I'll definitely take an estate collection if I see it. Jacob says, yo, what's up, everybody? Jacob, welcome to the stream, baby. Double oak should be 80 max. Nah, I don't agree with that. Like, I wish. Like, ideally, hell yeah, I'm with you. But I understand why the price is higher than that. Because normal Woodford's double oak is like 55 to 65 in different states. So to bump up only like 15, 20 bucks, I understand. Like, you're devaluing those 375 milliliter bottles. Because those are going for like 80 itself. So if you're going to bump up the bottle, make it fancier, I get why it was more. I'm not saying I want it to be more, but I would, like, if I found another one, it would have to be at like 110 to 120 for me to buy it, and I would have to be out and be out for a while. You know what I mean? North Florida in the chat says, happy Friday, sipping on some pours with the wife. Hell yeah. Scotch or bourbon? Bourbon all day. Sorry, bud. I'm not a big Scotch guy. I haven't gotten into the Scotch enough to really like know. I'm just, you know what I mean. The ones I've had, I haven't liked. Jacob just became a member. I already read that, but welcome to the family. Cole says bourbon. Jacob says, "Don't hate me. I'm sipping Scotch tonight. What kind of Scotch you sipping? Maybe we put something on the list that we got to try." Kyle says, "I would be happy at the 120 to 140. Again, I probably wouldn't buy it again at 140 because I'd like to explore other things. But like 110 to 120, I would 100% be buying another one. Not as like a backup. Once it's gone, I would replace it because it is fantastic. I'm not gonna just sip on this one. We'll continue to move through them. Let's do the Master Collection next. I think. Well, actually, let's stick around the 90 proof point because I do have, I got the Woodfords. You know what I mean? I got the Woodfords. Ooh, could you imagine I just broke it? I have the Toasted. I didn't move the light around, so that's on me. But JC says regular double oak is like 55. The double is only aged for one additional year. So yeah, $15 increase max. Fight me, throw them hands. What I mean is like they were already charging double oak for like I don't remember if it was 75 or in that ballpark for a 375 milliliter, and it was super limited. So like the reason they were charging more, it was because it was very scarce, right? If double oak was that scarce, it'd be a lot higher too, or regular double oak, I mean. So they couldn't come out with something that was going to be cheaper. You know what I mean? It was going to devalue these if it didn't work. So that's why I said I get why they did it. I'd love it. I mean, I'd love it to be $10. I'd have a room full of it in a perfect world, but it doesn't work like that. Jacob says Belvedere Scotch single malt French oak finished in Pinot. I can't pronounce words. Cask 16 year. That's a lot. That's a lot into the one saying, I think. Jacob says, "I just googled it because of all the spelling. It's just easier." I appreciate that because there's no way I can even read it. JC says, "I kid, of course, but the price should match the work put in." I'm not arguing that by any means. I just meant like a lot of people come out and be like, "No, they should release it, and it should be $30, and it should be a budget." Like, as much as I wish that was a thing, I just know that's not possible. I do think it is better than the double oak, and I've done it in a blind too, versus the regular double oak. It's better, but again, we're not talking miles. So again, I agree with you. I just realistically, that's what I was saying. The price I think could go to. North Florida says, "I seen the cash strength rye from Woodford's release. I just pulled it up. We did a little PowerPoint presentation. But yeah, 100%. That's why we're talking Woodford's tonight." Cole says, "Bourbon and cigars all day." Yeah, I can't do cigars in the house, right? Because I have a kid. It would make the house stink. But we sometimes go out to the fire pit, have cigars while we drink. Big fan of that in general, but let me do this. Is Tuck still here, or did he get into the Discord? Dun 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 dun. Where is my? I'm gonna drop the Discord link in here as well for anybody that does want to join the Discord. It's not super bumping, but I like to do dumb shit in there. How do I do this? I'm so out of touch with YouTube. I'm like, I don't know how to comment. There we go. That's the Discord link. I don't know if it's clickable, but it's there. Jacob says it's not cheap scotch, but I bought it last year for a special trip. It's really good. I wish you could try it with me. I feel like you'd like it. I'll keep my eye out. I'm not opposed to scotch, right? I'm not. I haven't pushed away forever, but just like ryes, right? Before we kind of dive into any ryes tonight, I used to hate rye. I had a couple Willets, um, starting off real early on, and I absolutely hated it. It like made my mouth lose my mind. It just wasn't what I was hoping for. I used to like really sweet, moderate to low proof. Getting a high proof rye like knocked my socks off, you know. So, but eventually I got into it, right? I found some like more bourbon friendly ryes, and I kind of slowly worked my way back in. Now I love ryes. You know what I mean? Like, and JC, I'll give JC his props. JC is a big part of that. I was still not liking ryes when he came around, and he kind of tossed out a couple ryes. He's like, hey, go dabble in these. And of course I did. And then I was before the stream. That's what I was drinking. I was drinking the Still Austin Cask Strength Rye and the New Rift 8-year rye. You know what I mean? I was getting down on rye before. Now, granted, I was doing a whiskey gingers, ginger ale, little rye whiskey. So, Kyle says he's trying to convert you. Quick, run! Could you imagine? Christian says I picked up the Lux Row double single barrel that I was waiting for tonight to crack. Lux Row double single barrel. What is that? And why do I not know what that is? Like double oak? JC says I avoid peated scotch. I hate licking ashtrays. Now I think that might be where my issue was, because everything that I've tried, I believe, is peated, and it's like licking between toes. You know what I mean? It's just not been a vibe. Cole says, "What's my bourbon budget? -$10." If you guys haven't noticed, I have not bought. I said this back in January and February. Right? I was like, I'm gonna go a couple months without buying bourbon. I have a fairly good selection. It does need to be drank. Some bottles could go bad if I don't. So I want to kind of drink through them. So I didn't buy any bottles in September. Everything I had in September, I might have bought one. I can't remember, but it was low. It's nowhere near what I normally do. But like the High West stuff that was sent to me, shout out High West. Um, even like the cup thing I had, that was sent to me. So I've been getting sent a couple things, which has been cool. Because I don't have that great of a bourbon budget right now, but I'm also trying to slow down on just straight up carelessly buying. But my budget is, whatever's in my pocket. If I see something I want, kidding, kind of. I don't necessarily have a budget. I more of try to be smart with the purchases, buy something I think I would actually like, and would also do good on YouTube as well. Like something I think everybody else would like and want to hear about. And then of course I like buy stuff, that I personally like in general. Bad answer, but I get you. It was a long-winded one. Jacob says, "Oh wait, why is it? Man, I need to get a bigger monitor for the chat, just to make it easier." Kyle says, "Okay, I'm back. Had to join the Discord because I still never joined after all this time." Kyle, you're slipping, bud. I think you should have been in there, but we'll give you. You're there now. That's all that matters. Jacob says it was fun. What's fun is I was unimpressed with last year when I bought it, but now I'm drinking bourbon straight and it's way better to me. That's another big thing too. Like when you buy a bottle, unless it's like just like $15, $10, something cheap, most of the time if you go back and revisit it, usually it's gonna be better. Whether if it's the bottle opening up or if it's your just palate normally just acclimating to drinking things straight and it's just changing, but I think that also helps because there's been a few bourbons I was not a fan of either, but I went back and I was like, this is great. Which one was that? I think Kyle, join the family. Kyle, welcome to the family. You've been here, but officially, welcome to the family. What did I try? I'm totally blanking right now. I can't think of it. There was a handful of things that I tried I didn't like, and I went back to it. Maybe 1792 Foolproof. Like I definitely didn't like that to start. It's better now, but I'm still not that big of a fan of it. JC says, my cigar budget is the cash in my wallet, trying to hide it from my parents. I'm young and living with them while I save money. You know, I think, like for me, especially with cigars, I typically like to buy like a pack. I don't like to buy anything fancy or anything crazy. I like to buy like a pack of like semi cheap cigars, put them in the humidor, like the little box thing I have here, and then and just use those. I'm not trying to do anything fancy. Tunes21 says thoughts on Cooper's Craft. My thought is I wish it was more available for some reason. I hear it's a great budget bottle. Cannot find it. So I'm here in Florida, and I don't know what the issue is. I saw it once at Walmart, and I've not seen it since then. Jacob's like, welcome, Kyle. Welcome, Kyle. So, okay, I'm caught up from Slack. It's all good. It's all good. Just because we're going to kind of tear through this here in a second, because I'm drinking the Toasted. The Toasted's fantastic, too, for the Woodfords. But we do got to get to the rye stuff, because that wasn't my choice. That's y'all's choice. But let me know which rye I should open or not open, or I should drink. Tell me what rye to drink, boys. Make it easy. Kyle says, JC had any of the collab cigars, like Buffalo Trace, EH, all that kind of stuff? I don't know if he has, but I have. I have right now, I have a Buffalo Trace. I haven't opened that one up yet. And then I have the Eagle Rares. I think the Eagle Rare is good with sweet, like sweet low proof bourbon or high proof. I guess you can't really argue that part, but sweet is like the dessert vibes. That's what it was really good with. Other than that, they were just kind of so-so. They weren't anything special, for sure. That's why I haven't tried the Buffalo Trace one, because I imagine it's more gimmicky. Jacob says, JC can't relate. I was balling out of hand back when I was 22, 25, with parents. Kyle says, still Austin first. But which one? Cash strength or non-cash strength? Bullet 12? We'll do a Bullet 12 after or something, because Bullet 12's almost gone, and I'm like 90% sure it's oxidized. Let me get some of this stuff off here. I do want a little dabble of the Chocolate Whisper Redux while we let you guys fight out the rye situation. The Chocolate Whisper Redux, obviously, if you guys haven't watched the full review video on it, I think you should. It's on the channel. It's probably one of the best Woodford products that was out. Now, it's limited, hard to get. I understand that. It's not for me to say, hey, look what you can never get. Technically, you can go pick one up. You can. I got mine from Unicorn Auctions, I believe. And I got it for a decent price. You know, it wasn't anything crazy. But it's going at 139.4 proof for the 2025 edition. You know, for this one, like I could just sit there and like kill this bottle type of thing. But what I typically like to do is just like when I'm drinking Woodfords, I like to have like a mini little pour, like a sip, if you will, right? Just to like kind of taste it, because I don't think I'll be able to get another one. But I think it will be. I just really like it. Easy way to put it. Kyle says, JC, give me a recommendation for golf and bourbon. Golf and bourbon. I mean, I'm not a big golfer, but I think go with the acid cigars. I know you asked him, but I'm answering anyway. Go with an acid cigar. Go with something light. Like, go with like a Buffalo Trace for a little golf game. That's what I would do. I would go with something light. If you do something heavy, you can't do double oaks. I wouldn't do high proof. You got to make it through all the holes. So you got to go low proof, something light, something sweet, and a good cigar to go with it. Oh yeah, acid. See, acid toasted. It's the only cigar I've ever had, but I'm not a big fan of them. That's crazy. The acids are my favorite. They got a little taste on the paper, which is just good. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. That was hot. It's hotter than I was. I went from 90 to 140 real quick. Didn't. JC says, Kyle, golf, don't play it. Bourbon, drink it until I reach relaxation phase. That's fucking funny. It says, pouring outside, there's no better sound than thunderstorms at night. Tune 21 says, top rye besides Michter's 10-year. Again, I'm not the heaviest into ryes because I really haven't got too far. But I would say, like, my favorite one, like, profile-wise, would probably be the Woodford's Rocket Top Bottled and Bond is, like, my favorite unique one. But Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Barrel Proof Rye is probably the best rye in general. How about that? That's, like, if you want to look at it from a value standpoint, I think that wins. I think price-wise, that's probably going to win for most. It's right in that $70 to $80 price range for most. Again, great. I think it hits the nostalgic button on the Jack Daniels. I think rye-wise, it hits all the notes that you're looking for in a rye. It's not too sweet. It's just perfect. So, I don't know. That's just me. Cole says, Michter's. Cuba is good. Jacob says, no. I'm saying I like acid toast, but I don't even know cigars. Oh. Okay. So are you talking about the cigar, though, or are you just talking about, like, some acid on toast? Because that'd be crazy. He says, golf, bourbon, something low proof and smooth. I'm leaving for Florida tomorrow. Taking a Igor store pick to drink while playing. What course are you going to? And that's a good option too, right? Kind of gives you a little oak on there too, but it's 90 proof, so it's not going to be too heavy. I would be okay with that. That and it looks cool. You know what I mean? Buffalo Trace's been played out at this point. Christian says, bro, I just swiped up by accident and there was some psycho doing a push-up marathon in traffic. The internet is weird place. You know, should I do push-ups or something? Is that where you're hitting that? Or there's been times I've been on YouTube. I saw somebody live stream one time and it was like two people dressed up as corn. And there was like 500 people watching them. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I'm not staying and waiting and to figure it out. So I just left. So it was a weird circumstance. Jacob, or JC says, Jacob, invite, call me old fashioned. Did he say where he's going? I mean, I'm not good at golf. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even remotely, like, top golf, I'll smoke you. You know what I mean? I'm good at that. I'm also good at ordering appetizers there. JC says, I'll do push-ups. Go ahead. You got it. Kyle says, heck yeah, Jacob. I won't be back in Florida until next September to go visit my family. Maybe I could bring some things from Texas to Florida. Call me old-fashioned. You know, just go camp outside Still Austin, and I'll take one of everything. Still Austin's also releasing like a handful of stuff here shortly. They are going to I think I talked about this last time, but just in case, they are going to release the Still Austin Tanger 2. I think it's going to be very similar to last time. I don't think they changed it up too much. They're releasing their blue corn, and I believe they've already released their red corn. They're also going to re-release basically their entire lineup, right? Like, what is it? The 5-year age bourbon. I think that's the horse one. There's another one they're releasing. Those should be at least widely available. Still hard to get because they don't ever overproduce, but they won't be distillery onlys, thank God. Staying at Sandestin? I don't know where that is. I bet you I could look it up though, because now I'm just curious. JC says, I'm good at pissing the waiter off, bringing me neat pours every hole I swing the ball into the club pool. There you go. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, bro, you're barely in Florida. You're over there by like you're closer to Alabama than you're even to my side. I know like King of the Bear. That's a good golf course. I hear it's right down the road from me too. But again, I'm not. I don't do that. Do I have any river roots? Is that a bottle? River roots? I don't think so. How many push-ups? I don't know. Tim in the chat says howdy. That's how you enter a chat. I'm just saying howdy is a great way to enter a chat in general. All right. I kind of like took too long on figuring out what it was. What did we say we were drinking first? Still Austin? Still Austin Rye? I totally blanked. Somebody else said Bullet. Let's see. Let's do. Obviously, we have this one. Jacob says, I live in Oklahoma, so better drive. Yeah, I get it. If you had to go all the way to from that part of Florida to where I'm at, it's like 6 hours. Maybe a little longer. Because I'm on the East Coast. Tim said, howdy. But Tim, what are you sipping on, bud? How's your Friday going? How are you? How's the kids? How's the wife? Kidding. I don't know Tim yet, but we will eventually. Christian said, dude was doing 976 push-ups when I swiped back. I don't believe it. That's like saying I'm over here doing like sips. I'm like 7,253. I'm just doing like 1 ounce curls. Jacob said, howdy's a great way to enter. I dig it. I just think it's different. You know what I mean? Most people come in and go, you fucking drunk? Where I live, I could spit from my door and hit OKC. I just said OKC. I did a little ad lib there. Okay. Sounds like Kyle lives in Oklahoma. What else rye do we have? We should just start pulling everything over, right? Just flood the piece. How far can we go? There we go. And let's do. I'm not gonna pull the redwood over because that feels like a lot. We got a little Heaven Hill grain to glass. Oh my God. Old Forester has solid bottles. I didn't even drop it. That was a sound effect. That wasn't nothing. That wasn't nothing. JC says, all right, Kyle, bet 106 push-ups. All right. Get swole, my boys. Get swole. Oh, North Texas. Punta Gorda, Florida. I don't remember what part of that. What is that, by Tampa? Bro, I am worse. I live in Florida. I'm like, I don't know where shit is. What else we have? Let's see. I have not. This cork may be stuck in here too. I haven't touched that bottle in a hot minute. What else do we have? I'm like emptying all the shelves. I think most of the rides. Let's keep this up here for now, right? Let's do that. Let's scoot these down. That would drive me nuts. All right, so Now we're talking Rise on a Friday. Let's grab Glenn. So, just to kind of run through you a couple here, right? Obviously, you got Still Awesome, which you obviously know about. I have the straight rye and the cast strength straight rye. Even the straight rye is at 100, or not 100, I'm sorry, 99.6 proof. So basically 100, almost there. You have the cast strength, which is coming in at 116 proof. You have the Heaven Hill grain of glass, which is one of the better ones. This one that I have in particular is a 2024 release at 123.2 proof. That one's definitely up there. That one could be one of the better ones. I'm out of the Jack, by the way. Rest in peace, Jack. I haven't been in the store. I haven't replaced it. But then I have the Old Forester. Now, this one, to me, I did it in a blind, and it felt more bourbon than rye. It's definitely it has like sweeter notes and stuff. North Florida says, we cracked our twice barrel Jack Daniels rye. It was really good. I would definitely want to try that. This one's 129.8 proof, though. So proof's good, rye's good. I like it, but it definitely has more bourbon vibes than anything. Now this bottle has been on my shelf for I don't know how long, a long time. Shady Mile, they sent me a bottle. They sent me two. They sent me their bourbon and their rye back like when we had like 500 subscribers or something like that. I was like, that's cool. And it wasn't available in Florida yet. It's now available in Florida, and it's good, right? Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. They're 90 proof. Let's drink this. Actually, I haven't touched this, so I'd be curious to see if this cork even comes out. But what was this? So this is a 21% rye. It's a Kentucky. So it's technically a bourbon. It's just high rye. Let's drink it anyway. The other one's a wheated one. Ooh. Going from the damn near hazmat Woodfords to go into this probably is going to be pretty weird, but Shady Mile also has a connection with Green River. I can't remember off the top of my head why, but they do. And that's like a sweet, citrus, earthy, mint kind of note to it. And a little funk. That was weird. I think the bottle was so dusty. When I poured it, a little dust got in there. I might be crazy, but either that or did some weird shit. It's let's just skip this one. How about that? It's not bad. It's just it definitely isn't as rye as I thought it was back in the day. Christian says, bro is on a 1206 live. The channel is called Do the Hard Thing. Questionable channel name. I mean, Christian at this point, he's got to be doing something right because he got you in here for just damn near promoting him. I gotta hold on. I'll swipe up. Let me see what he is. Okay, I can't swipe up. I don't know how to get to it. I don't know how to do it. Dust is flavored. No. Like actual dust from the bottle, bro. Like it was thick. It felt like it was on my tongue. I'm gonna just skip that. It just doesn't seem like doesn't seem good. It was yeah. We're skipping that. I don't even want to describe it. It was kind of weird. Let's do. I also have the Manifest. Not the Manifest, but just Manifest whiskey. This is our 100% rye mash bill, batch 4, which means it's an older one. It's out of Jacksonville, Florida. I really like this brand. I should go up there again this like holiday season. It was fun around the holidays last time, so I think I'd run that back. But it being local, it being craft, it's like everything in Florida kind of has a little bit of like citrus vibes as well. So I think that just pairs well with ryes. St. Augustine's distillery should make a rye. Now that I'm saying that, because they make a good like a citrus vibe like gin and vodka. I bet you their rye would be money. But they're knee deep in the bourbon, so I'm just now talking out loud. Yeah, that's good. It's more like earthy, like herbal, a little spice. It's not super spicy. It's only 100 proof, but it's got a little touch of sweetness, almost like a honey. But the a little grainy. It's not that long of an age. I think on this. I think it's like 3 years, 4 years, something like that. I can't remember. It's not on there, but it's definitely light. But it does make one hell of a whiskey ginger. This is one of those ones that I definitely use it for. Bro, my palate's going like nuts right now. Christian says, "Call me old fashioned. Have you done any picks?" I have not. I don't even know how to do those, to be honest. Like I know you just go like buy a barrel, but I don't know the logistics end of that or the legal end of that. So I've just kind of stayed away. Not that I don't want to. It's just you know what I mean. Like I don't want to do something stupid. I don't want to go drop like 10, 20 grand and all of a sudden it's now I'm in a whole 20 grand. You know what I mean? JC says, Kyle, if I go on the Discord and your links to like Sam Silk, I'm gonna die of laughter. I know who that is. I just don't know enough. I'm just like ripping through them now. Just a little taste here, a little taste there. I don't know if it's weird. Like my palate's not agreeing right now to like the rise. The manifest was way better, but it was not as good as I just drank it like yesterday. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. That dust from that bottle fucked me up here. Okay, better. Ethanol on the nose like crazy. It's got like a chocolate note on it too. So obviously this is Old Forester single barrel rye barrel strength from Warehouse L, floor number 1, and 129.8 proof. These, I believe I got this one from Shores Liquor in St. Augustine. They had them for a while and they finally went on sale, and I grabbed one and I was like, yep, let's do that. So it was all right. I still need to get one of those single barrels of like just their regular bourbon. I haven't had that and I don't know how long. So Jacob says, bro, ain't no way. I bought my first Russell's 10 to try and the cork broke in half. That's crazy because my Russell's 10 I've had for 2 years. Or at least that bottle, because I've kept the same one. Every time I buy another one, I'm not home, so we drink it, and then we kind of just keep leaving that one there. My cork's still intact. I don't like if in Florida bottles move kind of quick, so I never really have this issue. But if I ever go to like a liquor store that just like nobody's going to, and I find something just dusted up on the back, I always buy it here. It's a better example of this one. I buy it, and then I instantly just turn the cork upside down for a minute and just let the cork get saturated. It's breaking because the cork's getting dried out. So, or just a really fucked up cork. But yeah. JC says Kyle sent mine Discord. We're doing push-ups in the Discord, bro. I shouldn't be streaming. I should be in the Discord at this point. But yeah. So what are you guys sipping on? Jacob, do you got a wine opener? That would suck though. As soon as you open it, like, what are you gonna do? Grab a cork from another bottle. I keep looking down at this shelf and I keep finding like bottles I haven't had in like forever. I go, man, I really haven't touched those Makers Generations of Proof in a while. I haven't had the Hard Truth in fucking forever. That was given to me by Cody. All right. I don't think the Friday Ride is hitting right. You know what I mean? It's just not sitting with my palate for whatever reason. JC says, sipping on some water. Greg Cook in the chat says, thumbs up. Greg, welcome to stream, baby. Happy Friday. Glad to have you. Jacob's like, yeah, some other corks I'll use. Yeah, I mean, the Russell's 10 in general. It's a great bottle, so I definitely think you should drink it. But it's sucks that the cork broke. Gregory says, only YouTube Live I've stopped and watched. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, basically here we do a little bourbon, a little whiskey. We talk. We talk shit. You know what I mean? We just kind of hang out. Normally I'll do something professional. You know, do a review, maybe a blind, something like that when it involving bourbon and whiskey. But tonight I got a little lazy, and now we're just kind of just drinking. It's great beard. I'm looking rough right now. Like, I love taking the credit most nights because people come in here and say that all the time. But I'm looking kind of homeless. I haven't had my beard trimmed for 2 months, and it's due. It's getting reckless. But once it gets cleaned up, the length will stay, and I'll be looking right. But you know what I mean? Not right now. I've been looking homeless. JC says, Hard Truth, high proof sweet mash ride tomorrow. If the store I'm going to still has it. Let's pull that over because I haven't had that in a while, and I don't know which one I have. So we'll talk about this one. Kyle says, I don't have the kids this weekend, so I'll get to partake in the festivities, sipping on the JD single barrel rye. Hell yeah. Always fun to be able to partake. But that sucks that you don't have the kids, because I can only imagine. JC said, Christian, I would do that if my corks didn't get stuck in the bottle 40% of the time. I think, JC, maybe it's like the climate you're in or something. Chatting and sipping. Good way to put it, Jacob. Chatting and sipping. A little sip and chat. I was going to do a blind originally, but I'm like, man, like it's just a lot more work. Like, I want B-roll, I want all the fancy gadgets and stuff like that, and I was like, let's just do a hangout stream. Let's be lazy tonight. Sorry if you were expecting a higher production tonight. Next week, for sure. Next week we'll do something. I don't know. We'll do a poll or something of what you guys want to do next week. The Hard Truth got the weirdest corks. You know what I mean? It looks like it's about to fall apart, and then it's like, psych, it's actually a normal cork. So this one right here is Hard Truth Sweet Mash Wheated Bourbon. Straight bourbon whiskey, small batch, non-chilled filtered, bottled and bond. This is going to be the mash bill number 2. 100 proof. What is all this? Distilled in spring of 2019. Bottled 2024. So a 5-year age on it. All right. Made out of Browns County, Indiana. Bryce Knight says, I did a blind of Michter's Barrel Strength Rye, Michter's 10 Rye, and JD Twice Barrel. How you going to not put the answer in there? Who won? JD won, right? JD had to win. I don't know. I feel like in that matchup, you're basically saying either you really like JD or you like Michter's. If you like JD, that would win because I feel like you'd be able to tell. The Michter's would be a cool blind in general because they're going to be very similar. Just who's going to take the edge. JC says maybe you're right because I tipped them over to soak the cork like once a week. Once a week might be a little excessive because I definitely have not been doing that. I try. I always do some every week for sure. I'll do like a shelf or two like every week. Um, I make sure they're done at least once a month though. That's a given. Christian says, "Damn, I'd love to grow my beard in that long, but I can't go weeks without seeing my barber." So, Christian, fun fact: I had a barber I went to for I don't know years. I'm not saying he had a midlife crisis because he's still barber and he's still a good dude. There's nothing wrong with him. He's a great barber, but he like changed his schedule that just didn't match up with anything of where I was at. You know what I mean? Like I used to go in on like Tuesday afternoons or like Saturday mornings, and he's like, "I don't do weekends. I only do like 8 a.m. to like noon on like 2 days a week or some shit." It was weird. And I was like, all right. And I was driving like an hour and a half to go to him. So as soon as I stopped going to him, I was like, I'm going to leave the beard. I'm going to let it keep growing, but I'm going to find somebody to do my hair. I went to somebody that did a fade. They didn't do a fade. He went like this. He goes, "All right, now walk me through it." I say, "Let me the fuck out." So it took a while to find a barber, but that's how the beard got long, along with COVID. So how it got to this extent, you know what I mean? Like I'm just going full homeless at this point. You know what I mean? I could put it in a little ponytail if you want, but yeah. But yeah. I mean, eventually I'll go. Kyle says, "Do a blind with bottles under $80 and throw in double double the price." Ooh, I like that. Like do like a mid-range price blind, but then like maybe throw in like Russell's 15 somewhere or something. You know what I mean? Because Russell's 15 is like 250 or something. Or 160. What would be 160? Like a Russell's 13 is a little bit closer, but again, it's higher proof. I think the Russell's 15 would be a crazy pick because the proof is kind of moderate. So if you kind of have all over proof on the lower scale, could definitely be a little nutty. I would say 13th Colony, but there is zero chance that somebody doesn't give me the Glen, and I can't tell what it is based off of looks. The wife all the time, we do this thing where she'll come in here, pour me something random, and I'll do a blind. She'll come out there and she'll be like, "Guess what it is?" She won't even give it to me. I go 13th. She goes, "What the fuck?" I go, "It's just extreme. It's like coffee, extremely dark." You know what I mean? Like, you could see the difference, right? I can see the difference a mile away. That and like if I somehow was blindfolded, the smell is leather, tobacco. You know what I mean? Like it's sweet darkness. You know what I mean? There's nothing else on that 13th. So we'll add that in. But what happened? Like I'm like trying to read the chat. I was like, it moved quick. Oh, there it is. Bryce says Michter's barrel strength rye 1. I could see it. I mean, it just really depends on what you like. I don't know if I've had the Michter's barrel strength rye. I've never owned one. I don't know if I've tried it. Have I tried? I don't know if I've tried it or not. What a fun blind that is, though. You know what I mean? Jacob says I need to join the Discord. I can drop it again. Liz says out of the hundreds of blinds he He gets 95% of the blinds. It blows my mind. I'd just be built like that. Can somebody post a Discord link again? I just did. The I like doing blinds like that though. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm not the one pouring it. There's no pressure. I just sit on the couch, relax, have a little sippy sip. But it's nobody to talk shit if I like am sitting here drinking. For example, Russell's 15. I go, oh, is that Malort? I would never do that, by the way, but can't copy it on my phone. Let me do this. So I was already on something. So I just put it in the description of the video about the wooden whiskey glass. It's at the very bottom of the description. Kyle's like, "Hey, can you like come over here, do this part?" Like, I don't know how to do all that. Like, it's so much work. I don't know how to get there. Oh, Jesus fuck. Oh, there it is. It's back. I was about to say I just messed it up. There it goes. It's in the community tab now, boys. Yeah, it's in the community tab. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I should just start putting in the description, right? Make it easy on myself. Anyways, so let's finish talking about this one. We'll move on to another bottle here in a second. Kyle says, "Call me old fashioned. You ever run into the issue where your disposable vapes run out before your the chat moved? I was like, what the fuck? Where your disposable vapes run out before at shortly after they hit zero juice on the display? If so, don't charge it up. Don't charge it up fully once you get it. Only charge the 50%? Why? Did I just post to my own like thing, or did it go to my actual Discord? Oh, son of a bitch. Oh shit, I think I posted the wrong one. Hold on. I'm a fucking idiot, boys. So so funny. I sent everybody the link to fucking chat me directly. I was just like, I don't want to post it live. Then all of a sudden I'm like, let's post it live. I just updated it in the post thing too. Don't worry. The full charge burns the wick and ruins it fast. I've had the one I'm at 0 for almost a week. Can you see that it's at 0? Is your eyes that good? My shit's at 0 now. I'm dying. That's hilarious. Anyways, so back to business. The hills have eyes. Facts. You know, this one drinks a little bit higher than 100, and it's nice. It's sweet. I like the weeded part of it. It's got a little grainy to it, but besides that, it's kind of like a little dessert vibes on it, like vanilla, caramel, little like almost like bitter dark chocolate, but then like really rich, like dark caramel. So, North Florida says, I love the Bourbon Barnes rare character store pick rye. Yeah, I bet, because I want it. The only issue with Bourbon Barn is it's so far from me, but that's got to be one of the best liquor stores that I'm just like the only liquor store I follow on like social media. You know what I mean? Because it's just fun. They always have something cool. It's just annoying that they're far from me. I hate driving down the road. Driving to Gainesville all the way for a liquor stop. I'd have to go there to like stock up. You know what I mean? But they drop things like so they keep bringing you in, which is smart on their half. Like they shouldn't change it on my accord. But like I should message the liquor store owner and say, hey, every time you get something, just put one to the side and I'll come pick it up in bulk. That's not fair to everybody else, but like, you know what I mean? It's like hook a brother up. Since we're talking about that, let's do this. Let's pour up some of the Bourbon Barnes store pick. And because I'm feeling fancy, let's do it with the Wood & Glen. Because I tried it yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, and it was fantastic. Did you pick up the Jack Toasted Barrel yet? Guys, I have not left my house since my last live stream. I never left once. Didn't leave. Didn't walk out the door. I cracked the door once and I put the trash outside for the little valet trash. I didn't leave. I'll be hunkered down here. You know what I mean? Kyle says, what kind of Weller lineup do you have? I have the biggest lineup of Wellers. Nobody has a bigger lineup than I do. Let's start off with Weller Special Reserve. I've had this for about a year and 18. It's actually, I've had this for 18 months. This is the only one I have. That's funny. I like Weller. It's just not, the Weller's only available here in Florida through a liquor chain called ABC Liquors. It's not a state ran thing, but it's the only, they have the contract for all of the Wellers, a lot of the BTAC stuff too, but like they get everything and it's done through their vault. And ABC Liquors is the only store that cannot figure out my point system. Every time I go in there, they can't find my accounts. They can't add it onto it later. It's all fucked up. So I just I don't really shop there that often. I'll go there when they have something that I'm like really looking for, but I don't do my bulk shopping there anymore because they can't figure out my they can't figure out my points. JC says valet trash. You live in bougie, man. It's forced on me, by the way. I would love to cancel it and save my $15 a month, but it's just part of where I live. You have to have it. JC says, I hear so many good things on that hard truth. I only pass on it because I was informed the high proof rye is 3 years old for $80. That's a tough price. That may concern, but it sounds and looks good. I don't necessarily, JC, again, I'm speaking out of tune, but I think I understand your palate. It's kind of like the opposite of mine. I really like the wheated one. I don't think you would like it. It's too sweet, too dessert, not spicy enough. But a 3 year rye might be a little tough for $80. So I get the concern. I think it's valid. JC says, don't like Weller here. Specs dropped a lot of the 12-year last month. Not one shit given. I mean, I'd love a 12-year just for funsies. Christian says, bro, call me old fashioned is in trouble. Blink twice. I'm kidding. No, my eyes are burning. No, I'm not held hostage. Bro, it's like the world's in a weird place right now, man. You leave the house, you're spending $200 easy, like non-intentional. So, just trying to be responsible, not spend a bunch of money, and it starts with not leaving the house. That and the wife and kid were out of town for the past week. You know what I mean? They left me. I'm kidding. They were out of town. They were watching family and stuff. So Kyle says, got 12 bottles from them, just waiting on the full proof. Oh, he meant to. Savage. Bank couldn't handle 12 fags. JC says, forced to spend $15 to do something I can do myself. Yeah, no. You don't get an option, though. You don't get an option. It sucks. Same thing with valet packaging. You got to spend $10 a month to have them deliver packages, and I opted out, but I still have to pay for it. Call me old fashioned, can't handle his own blink count. Facts. The trash is a little far, granted. So, like, it is nice, but I could definitely do it myself. I still have to do it myself. I have a box right there. I got to take to the trash tomorrow because it's full of liquor bottles and it's too heavy. You know what I mean? Remember I did that video where I was like, this is everything I drank. I saved up the bottles, but now I have to throw them away, and I can't. They don't valet trash it because it's too heavy. So I've tried this Glen a couple times, right? I do really like it. Granted, I figured out what they charge, and I don't necessarily have an issue with it. I just don't think most people would buy it, right? So I got the lowdown. So this is obviously a unique product, right? It is a wooden Glen, basically. It's not called a Glen. It's called a whiskey nosing glass. I don't think legally it can be called a Glen, but it's charred on the inside, just like a barrel, right? So it's basically like a mini little barrel that you're aging your whiskey as you drink it, type of thing. It has a little bit of oak impact on the nose. It's a little nicer in the hand. It feels a little bit more manlier. It feels good, right? And it does enhance the whiskey slightly. Not much, you know what I mean? But they posted it on their website. It's going for like $98. And I mean, that's tough. That's a tough price. And I understand why. Like, small business, handmade individually. They're not doing it by some company out of China or some shit like that. They're toasting them themselves. I get it's a lot of work. It costs a lot to do, but at the same time, that's tough. That's a tough price. I think where this kind of would succeed, it really would be a gift thing around Christmas time. Christian with the $4.99 super chat. Christian, appreciate you, baby. He said you should have led with the wife and kids are out of town. I wouldn't have left the crib all week either. I mean, it's not that I didn't want to. It was just like, why? I have no reason to, you know. Appreciate the super chat though, Christian, as always. Top something. Says, you talking about the Glen? I am. I'm talking about this. It's I was just basically saying, like, I think where this thing, granted, where this what's the wording I'm looking for? where this thing's gonna succeed. This is like a gift. You would buy this for somebody for like Christmas, or a birthday, or somebody that's into whiskey as like a gift. You want to buy them something nice. You know, you want to spend a good amount of money on it. I think that's where this comes into play. I don't think a lot of people that are necessarily like into bourbon are going to spend $100 compared to buying a bottle of whiskey. I'm sure it has its market. Don't get me wrong, but like personally, like I probably won't. I wouldn't buy myself this, but I would buy this for somebody else because I think they would appreciate it. And the price when I buy gifts is going to go out the window. That's just my opinion. Kyle says, "What about a glass like that for an old fashioned?" Ooh, I could probably do an old fashioned in this. Fuck, do we need it? I might ruin it though. That's sounds like a good time though. Not how about not yet? I don't want to ruin it right away because I really enjoy this glass. Now, Kyle, they do have tumblers. They have bigger glasses, not like the Glen. It's like almost like a cup. I don't know how to word it. I didn't look that far into it. It's like a cup. It's charred. Those things look cool too. They also have shot glasses. I don't know how much those cost. I believe they're a little bit cheaper because I feel like this one's probably hard to make. But fuck me, does that not sound good? A little old fashioned, and as the ice is melting, that little char's impacting it more. That sounds like a marketable product. That sounds like something I would be like. You could sell me that. You know what I mean? God says for science. No, don't do that. Don't. Let's not peer pressure me into this. You put that young whiskey in the Glen. This isn't young. This is how old is this? Fuck, I don't remember. Oh, it says greater than 4 years, so it's at least 4 years. That's not too young. Top says that's tits. That's a great comment. That's how you talk about a product. That's tits. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with tits. What brand is it? So this is from the brand Artisan Oak. It's a like small company in the U.S., American made. I'll drop the link. You guys can check that stuff out for yourself. I'm not getting paid from it. You know what I mean? Like this has nothing to do with me. They did send me it. I reviewed it, but I even said like if I don't like it, I'm gonna tell them. Like you send it to me, it's a risk. Kyle 199 super chat says for science. All right, fuck you guys. Pre-made old fashioned, no ice. How are you gonna have an old fashioned with no ice? You know what I mean? There's gonna be ice, but I do have the Penelope. Oh, my camera died. All right, let's do this. Fuck, I can't believe you guys talked me into this. This is stupid. This is a dumb idea. But like, if it works, my God, what a great idea it will be. But if it's bad, I'm 100% blaming you guys. Like, there's no getting out of that. Do you think I can get? I don't think I get a big ice cube in here. So I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, top is Artisan Oak. Neat old fashioned? No. It's gotta be ice. I won't put the cherry in it, granted. So how about this? I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab an ice cube. I guess we're gonna do the damn thing. Oh lordy. Oh lordy. I don't know what I just missed here. Oh, Christian says put Penelope in it. Facts. Top says oof. Neat old fashioned. Gotta love the Texan cheer. Peer pressure. We know how to rally. That's funny. Kyle in the chat, it's 199 super chat says science only can blame those who never tried. feel like young Shelton at this point. All right. Damn. What an awkward conversation it's going to be when I message the guy who owns the company and says, hey, can I get another? mine got fucked up. And he goes, how'd it get fucked up? I was like, I put an old fashioned in it. I'm like, what a dumb idea. Hold on. Let's do this. But just in case, you know what I mean? I'm gonna correct the camera. Zoomed in a little bit here. And let's a good glass for Booker's. I got a Little Book. I probably would be fantastic because like Little Book, the one I have none for granted. Fuck me, if we fuck this up and I can't try that, disappointed. Oh, all right. Enough stalling. I just feel like we're cruising into a scenario that we're going one ice cube, by the way. Two it is. All right, this is gonna be a pre-mixed old fashioned in a Glen charred oak. So we got like a charred oak old. I don't know what we have here, but we're gonna give it a shot. Put a condom in the cup? No, that defeats purpose. We don't fake anything around here. But stand by for nightly beard zoom. Hold on. It still looks like shit. Just do your worst. Booker's does sound fantastic in this, by the way. JC says, call me old-fashioned. You want bad ideas? Dirty Martini, Malort, or Bloody Mary in that glass. This is nowhere close to a bad idea. Jepson Malort. I'll take another. I will not put this in there. Hell no. Because it's one thing for it to fuck it up. It's another thing for it to be bad. Like if you put like Malort in here, the taste may never go away. All right. I feel like it's chilled a little bit. So far, it still smells like the cup's intact. Like the only thing that could go wrong is like it just kind of gets gross, or maybe like I don't know. Maybe it can't fuck it up. JC says, "Don't you dare." I definitely don't dare. All right. Let's do this. So again, just a recap for anybody that's just tuning in. If you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. I'm not sure why you haven't already. All you do is hold down, it pops up, click the little thumbs up button, you're good. So we're putting a little Penelope Black Walnut Old Fashioned Premix into the Artisan Oaks whiskey nosing glass that is charred on the inside, shaped like a Glencairn, not a Glencairn though, obviously. It's a whiskey nosing glass. And we're going to see how this Old Fashioned impacts it, right? Is it going to be more oaky, right? Which would be ideal because this is sweet. Not a lot of oak. Has black walnut bitters, has a vanilla demerara syrup, but it doesn't have oak. So this could be either the best idea of the night or the absolute worst. So let's go ahead, dive in, give it a little taste test. Cheers. Hopefully I didn't just ruin a $100 cup. Whose idea was it? Kyle. He says, what about a glass for old fashions? Right? Can you put an old fashioned in here? Can you? What kind of idea is that? Fucking fantastic idea. This is great. This is like probably dumb. It's not what it's for. There's probably a cheaper version on their website for it. I sound like a salesman. I'm not. Like I'm. It's fucking good. I think one of the tricks with this cup is, it's like if you pour it in there and just instantly start sipping, it hasn't had enough time to like really impact the drink. Kind of think about like aging. It's not going to sit in here for 4 years. You know what I mean? But let it get a couple minutes in, let it kind of soak into the wood a little bit, kind of interact a little bit of flavor. It's not, we're not talking massive flavor, you know what I mean? But it definitely adds a little bit of like oak tannin vibes, a little char, a little toasty, little hint over top. It makes it really good. Like it's, I don't want to hype it up too much. I feel like I'm talking out of its fucking neck right now. No joke, it's probably the best way. I don't even have a cherry in here. Probably the best way I've drank it so far. Like the one thing it was missing a little edge, a little bite, a little bit of oak. And I typically would smoke it, but it just doesn't like, it doesn't stay in the drink, right? The smoker that I typically use for that is one of these, right? It sits on top, so it gets a like nice little rim. But after a couple sips, it's gone. This feels like the more I sip on it, the more it's kind of coming up from underneath. Really good way. It's like reverse smoking. Science. Top. Top says, "This is my people. Welcome home, baby. Welcome home." This is fantastic. Somebody drop the time so I can clip this up, because that's, we may make history here. That was great. I'm a big fan of that. I drank the whole thing. Now, just so everybody knows, I dumped out the ice, and I'm looking inside. Doesn't look any different. You know what I mean? It just looks like you just used it. Nothing looks like it's faded off or anything crazy. So I think the cup's intact, so that's a win. I think the old fashioned was fantastic. That's an even plus. Yeah, you guys are right. I was wrong. I was worried for nothing. Yeah, tell me that was a bad idea. I dare you. No, it was a good idea. I'm no joke. I was kind of worried because I was like, man, like I had a couple ideas for this cup that I wanted to do, and I like drinking out of it. I like drinking it off stream. It's just easier for me. But it's like, man, if I pour an old fashioned in here, it doesn't work and it sucks. Like this could be bad. You know what I mean? Kyle says new marketing for them. Send them this too. Maybe that will get them to send me the tumbler. You know what I mean? I know they have a tumbler. I don't know the size, but I imagine you could put a cocktail in it. Like, hey, boys, send her over. Let me make some old fashions. I'm over here doing it in the freaking expensive ass Glen. What are we doing? Smoke it in the wooden cup. I don't want to. I'm almost out of this. So like, maybe next week. Let's send them this video. Let's see if they'll either send me a new one, or they'll send me the wooden cup or something. You know what I mean? Like, let's dabble in it. Smoking it definitely could have a bigger impact than having an old fashioned in there. Christian says 11:02. We clipped it. Clip it. Top says, I'm getting a set of these for everyone. I'm getting them for Christmas. Honestly, like that's where like my mother-in-law, my wife's mom, she comes over, she's like, "Hey, I want one of those. I need to buy one for my husband. He's gonna want this." And I was like, this is a prime time gift. Like, one thing that I always know, like everybody around Christmas time, they come in here, they go, "What bottle should I buy my husband?" And I go, it's hard because I don't know what he has. I don't know what he likes. You don't know what he likes. You don't know what he has. You can either go with a generic bottle, you can go with something that's widely available that's good, or you can start getting unique with it. Like my wife got me like a set of like engraved cups and like a decanter for an infinity bottle one year, which was great. She got me a couple custom cups the next year. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I think this kind of falls in line with it, especially if they know that person likes drinking it neat. That's a cool gift, in my opinion. Obviously, It's all my opinion, but that's why I'm like, hey, like that's a fucking sick gift. That and it also shows like it looks and feels like expensive. So sometimes like you buy a gift that is expensive, it feels cheap. That kind of sucks. So that feels like it's worth something. Northflora says that brown sugar monster so good it was, and it was good in that Glen too. That's why I broke it out. But anyways, I'm off track. What we were gonna do next? Not smoking in the cup either. I filled up a 16-ounce tumbler to drink out of, so the wooden one would be perfect. I'll shoot him a message. I'll shoot somebody a message or something. See if we can't get a tumbler. I don't know what they look like. I don't know enough about them. I don't want to speak on them. But I'm like pretty sure they have one. I like a good old fashioned. I definitely have moved more from old fashions, even though the name's called me old fashioned, to drinking more like neat since the channel's been going. But man, when you find that perfect old fashioned, you know what I mean? It just gets your gears going. All right, what should we pour up next? Booker's in the wooden next. Do you think it would be good right after the old fashioned though? Usually, like in between pours, I let it like dry out a little bit. All right. Kyle's like, let's see the Bookers in it. Let's see the Bookers. So this bottle is like, to me, JC says double in the glass, then smoke it. So not only would it be a Woodford's double oak in a oaked glass with, obviously we would use oak chips on top, right? Let it, I mean, it's going to take a minute to dry it. So it's been sitting upside down the whole time. I say let's do the. I'll pour the Bookers in there now, because the worst thing that happens is I'm just rinsing it with bourbon, and I think that would be better than leaving that old fashioned in there. Fuck it, balcons. No, you've been cut off. I don't have any of that either, but you're cut off. That's Scotch, isn't it? Right? A Scotch. I don't have any Scotch. Yeah. I'll let the Booker sit in here for a second, or the little book. Everybody's saying book. I don't know, fucking splashed it out. A little bit out. Damn. The yeah, I'm looking at, like, again, I did a full review on this. If you want to know how to clean it or what to do or what's recommended, all that, feel free to go watch that video. But you're supposed to clean it out. Rinse it with a little warm water or like lukewarm water. Towel it out, let it dry. And then they have wax. Cole says, hey, you are still going. I'm back. Kyle, or Cole? Fucking, I'm going to say Kyle. Cole, welcome back, baby. Of course you're still going. We haven't been live that long. We've done live streams that last 5 hours sometimes. I'm not going 5 hours tonight, so granted. But Cole, welcome to the stream, baby. Welcome back to the stream. Kyle says, November idea. If they get back to you, and see if you can get a few more and do a smoked bourbon night with those glasses. I mean, is there another way to do an old fashioned? Unsmoked? You know what I mean? 100%. If I got a different glass, I'd be smoking it. I'm going to smoke this one eventually too when you guys talk me into it. Not tonight. A different night. Let's savor the fun. Top says brimstone balcons. Look it up, bub. You're welcome. I don't know. I'll look it up. What sucks is, like, I've been recommended a handful of scotches on the channel, and everybody kind of gets disappointed every time I crack it open and I don't like it. But I'm always down to give it a shot. You know what I mean? Because I know it's like there's got to be a reason people like it. It might just because I'm not getting the right ones. Ones don't fit to me. Eventually, I'll give up, but not right now. So, yeah, if I see it, maybe I'll give it a little try. I think what I would rather do with Scotch is like find like a low to medium price one and find a place that does pours and like go to like a pour bar and just try like a couple. Like what's the worst I do? Spend like 60, 70 bucks on pours. If I don't like it, at least I tried a handful of different bottles rather than wasting money on a bottle that's just going to go nowhere. Eric says, "What chapter Little Book is this? What is it? 9? Right? Little Book, chapter 9, None for Granted." So this one is kind of widely known as being really good at like basic bourbon notes. Really good vanilla, really good caramel, sweet, got a little spice, but it's just like it doesn't have like the wow factor, but it's like think Heaven Hill, right? For example, it's got some oak, it's got vanilla, it's got caramel, touch of cinnamon. Those are basic notes in bourbon. That's what this has, but each note is just really well done. It just doesn't have that wow factor. You know what I mean? Um, I like it. I like it a lot. But these little books are I already poured it. I already poured it. These little books are expensive. And I hear the other ones are fantastic, but None for Granted might be one that you can forget. It's just my thought. I think maybe try a different one than this one first. Unless you're just like, hey, I don't care about complexity. I just want a really, really good basic bourbon. Quintessential is like the keyword YouTubers use. That's the, if I looked in the dictionary, quintessential bourbon. Right? Was that professional enough? Did I do it properly? Is that how everybody else does it? No. It's just got like basic notes. You know what I mean? Like it's just really good basic notes. But I wouldn't choose this over a lot of things. Cole says, "How's that cup treating you?" Anyways, I always wanted to try a wooden one. So this is a wooden. I'm gonna call it a Glen. It's not a Glen. It's a whiskey nosing glass, but it's charred on the inside. So Cole, you miss a good time. You miss a good time. We just put an old fashioned in here like a bunch of idiots. Like, tell me you're a redneck without telling me you're a redneck. That's basically what we were doing. I let the Texas people take over. You know what I mean? It got buck wild for a minute, and but now we got Little Book in here, and we're trying it. It's honestly, I really like the glass. I think it's a really well made product. It's cool. It's, you know what I mean? Like when you drink whiskey, a lot of people. Let me show you. Just to give you an example. A lot of people go like this, right? Including myself. It kind of looks a little pretentious, in my opinion. Other people say I do too. They say I look like a fucking dipshit. But it's normal, right? Because people love Glen Cairns. But when you hold this up, it just feels a little better. Feels a little manlier, in my opinion. You know, it'd be fucking solid in this. 13th Colony Double Oak. That'd be crazy. That might fuck the Glen up. All right, let's give this a try. Oh, it's not working. It's not working. My hat all bent up. Bro, my kid gets a hold of these hats and just takes them to town. You know what I mean? Alex says I have chapter 4. JC says, Eric, I've had 8. Still one of my favorite bottles. If I had been $90 out the door, like Booker's, I would have bought 2 cases. That plays a big factor too, because these are expensive. If they were cheaper, I think I would have a little bit better tone about it, because I'm like, hey, like $80 for a basic bourbon, it's not that bad. Because this is good as it gets when it comes to like basic bourbons. Like, what's the stuff on here say? Like even the notes that the company is saying says caramel, brown sugar, brown sweets, and a hint of char. Butterscotch, caramel, baking spice, and stone fruit. I don't get any stone fruit. Like maybe a hint, but like it doesn't go any farther than that. And this has a blend of 8-year Kentucky straight rye, and then a 11, 7, 7, and 8-year straight bourbon whiskey. So like it's got some age to it. It's got a little bit of rye in there as well. I just don't get a lot of the spice. Like it's got a little cinnamon. Maybe you can substitute that for rye, but then my palate says, bourbon. Eric says, right on. Give me some Texas rye recommendations, JC. Still Austin cast strength rye. AB says, you sleep on Traveler's whiskey. Actually, now I gotta correct you, bud. I gotta correct you. I don't like Travelers. I don't like Travelers as a whiskey enthusiast. But I have this bottle of Travelers. It's signed by Harlan Wheatley. And you're probably thinking, how'd you get that? Why do you have that? Because I was one of the first ones to review Travelers. And in my review, I said, hey, come here. Come here. I said, I don't think this bottle is meant for the whiskey enthusiast. I don't think that's who it was made for. It's made for Chris Stapleton fans. It's made for Buffalo Trace fans in general. People that just go, hey, I like that. But it's more like people that just like a good looking bottle, right? It's got the map of Lexington, Kentucky in the background. It's a good like storytelling piece. But it's not going to give you the whiskey notes that you want. It's Canadian whiskey through and through, basically. Obviously, it's a blend, but everybody knows it's Canadian whiskey. It's better than Caribou, but Caribou's shit, right? It's just not that good, respectfully. But I said, who is this for? This is for people who are just getting into whiskey. It's light, it's sweet. It doesn't have a lot to it, but it's light and sweet, which a lot of people just getting into whiskey, or people that aren't into whiskey and want something like Chris Stapleton, they'll like it. They're not going to be mad about it. Everybody who doesn't drink whiskey to this extent anyway goes, ooh, alcohol. I don't like the taste. Coca-Cola. You know what I mean? So it has alcohol to it. They'll be fine. Obviously, it's coming in right at 90 proof anyway, so they like it. And Buffalo Trace sent me that bottle, and they said, hey, Richard, thanks for your honest review of Traveler's Whiskey. We appreciate it. And we appreciate your excitement around the brand, because I was like, hey, Buffalo Trace is fantastic. Don't just overlook them because of Travelers. They said, cheers to you, your friends at Buffalo Trace. You know what I mean? Buffalo Trace. The boys hooked it up. I got that bottle like over a year ago. It doesn't have depth. No. It doesn't have depth. I wish it did, because, man, I love Chris Stapleton. Chris Stapleton has the best national anthem known to man. We play that song before we set off fireworks every 4th of July. Since he sung it, at least. It's a fantastic song. I wanted it to be good. And to an extent, like when you kind of start looking past like the bourbon whiskey like genre, it's not a horrible bottle. It's just not meant for the whiskey community. It's meant for a stepping stone for people to get into this community. It's meant to get people that are into country music to start looking at whiskey a different way, because they're going to try it and then just bridge over the gap. It's sweet, it's light, has nothing to it, so nothing to scare people off with. But that's how they get them into the Buffalo Trace lineup. They're like, all right, try Buffalo Trace. All right, cool. Now we got you Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, Blanton's, Emerty Lee, BTAC, Pappy's. You know what I mean? They're done for at that point. They're broken, homeless. I'm kidding. I got it. I took it too far, but you know what I meant. AB says, if it was aged, it'd be hella better. Agreed. But do you know that they just created the label for Traveler's Whiskey at 125 proof? It's going to be barrel proof. They're going to release one. They're not going to age it any longer. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. Let me pull it up for you. I'm going to have to just take photos and send it over. If you guys have Instagram, I'll plug them in a second. Let me just pull it up. All right, let's pull it up. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. All right, so the YouTube channel is the Bourbon News. If you are into bourbon and you don't follow them, it's kind of crazy. I don't know who they are personally, but fantastic Instagram. They always come up with like labels before they've even been released to the public. But you can see on here, they released it. This is an approved label that was just approved. It's Traveler's Foolproof Whiskey. It's going to be blend number 40, which I believe this one is 39. No, that one's 40. So it's going to be the same thing, just foolproof, right? What I'm guessing is they're probably sitting on a shit ton of this, right? And instead of watering it down, they just left it in the barrel. It's probably aged a little bit longer, if I had to guess, but not much. But it's going to be coming in at full proof, 60.5%. Let's go to the next page. All right, cool. And then you can see the back of the label. Same thing. It's going to have the Chris Stapleton logo. You got the Harlan Wheatley logo. Signature. The fuck am I talking about? And then, of course, it's basically the same thing. The only thing they did different is they changed the colors from red to blue and from 90 proof to like 120 proof. So, again, do I want to try it at 120? Sure. You know what I mean? I'm always down. Am I going to? Probably not. You know what I mean? I think it will be better. I think you will definitely reach the bourbon community better. I think it will be similar to Caribou. If you like Caribou, you like it. I personally don't like Caribou, so I don't think I'll like it. But I'd love to try it. If Buffalo Trace wants to send me it for an honest review, I'll gladly review it. But I don't know if I'll spend my money on it. And the reason why is because I got burned on that bottle. Because I paid for it myself. My other bottle, I have it somewhere that's open. That bottle's not open. It's signed, so I want to keep it closed. I like it. It's like a cool piece for the channel to be like, hey, you got Buffalo Trace to send you something. So 121 proof. That's what I meant. Kyle says, JC, I got the Crown Chocolate just because I wanted to mix it with the banana pudding shine. It's freaking good that way. But yeah, Crown Apple at 23 years is dumb. Yeah. I had the Crown like 18 year. It wasn't that great. I'm not like, I like Crown Royal to an extent as like a childhood nostalgia kind of thing. Crown Apple at 23 years sounds ridiculous. That Crown Chocolate, I haven't had it yet. Probably won't ever have it. But mixed it with a little banana pudding shine sounds fantastic. Sounds like the only way you should drink it. So, let me get some water here. But yeah, that YouTube channel, or not YouTube channel, that Instagram's pretty good, right? I try to like post their stuff in the Discord whenever I see it. I don't try to like cut them out. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's just kind of like stealing somebody's info. They're good at it. They're quicker than I am at it. I don't even know how they get it half the time. But yeah, shout out to them. If you have Instagram, go follow them. I can't take credit for it, but I like to report what I see. But anyways, what should we? Let's get back to this. We were still drinking this actually. AB says, Wild Turkey has given Turkey 101 a bad name. I like 101. Can you elaborate a little bit? Because why? Wild Turkey 101 is fantastic. What's crazy is I have the 70th anniversary, the 8-year, and Wild Turkey 101. Wild Turkey 101 won the blind for me. I think that was a preference thing, but granted, it's the Wild Turkey 101 still won. Kyle says, "AB, I'm trying to get a hold of the 8-year." So let's bring them down. Let's bring them down to the congregation. Chat about them a little bit. At the family reunion. Dun, 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 dun. I did a side-by-side video of this. I can't remember when, but I did it. That Booker's in this is fantastic, by the way. It definitely adds a little bit more oak to it. The old-fashioned didn't ruin it. It's good. This is solid. This is a good thing to drink in here. That might be the new go-to for that Glen. It might be an expensive go-to, but good go-to. Kyle says, I missed a drop in the area here. I don't know if you're missing too much. Like they're all good, but like when you look at these 3 bottles, you're nitpicking between them. So let's start with Wild Turkey 101, right? Let's do it. Let's go full blown. This will be the last pours. What I would think. AB says, I remember the side-by-side vid. See? You remember. Remember. So Wild Turkey 101, to me, I didn't think it was going to win. It won because it had more red fruit to it. It was lighter, sweeter, but it had a really good red fruit note to it. And I was like, that feels good. I like that. That's what I personally want. I want a good red fruit, kind of like juicy strawberry note to it, right? Solid. It's Wild Turkey thrown through. Don't get me wrong. All of these do. It's the Wild Turkey funky funk up front, caramel, vanilla, sweetness, but it kind of moves the 101. It's a little lighter, a little thinner on the palate. But when it does that, it's got this really nice red fruit note to it. What's your thoughts on George Dickel Blue Label? I haven't had it. I haven't really been a big fan of Dickel in general, right? Not a big Dick guy, if you catch my drift. But I'm not opposed to it, but I haven't had it, so I can't really tell you if it's good or bad or not. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, kind of going back. So from there, Kyle says, was the 8-year a fresh crack when I did it? The 8-year was a fresh crack on the live when I did a first impressions. Then it was about a week or it was like a week or 2 old when I did the side-by-side. So I got a professional thing. 8-year came in last, by the way. So next up for me was the 70th anniversary. Now, personally, going in, I thought the 70th anniversary was going to win. Because kind of same thing. It had everything what I remember the Wild Turkey 101 having, except for it felt a little richer, and it felt like it had a really good red fruit note on it. And I was like, I really like that. So let's try that one more time. Yeah. As I'm drinking it now, I like that pour better than the last pour. So again, I'm not doing it blind this time, but I did a blind, and I did the 101 one. But that one wasn't as thin. It still had the sweetness level as 101 did, but it had more of a Jolly Rancher strawberry vibe to it, right? Just now, it was a little bit sweeter, a little bit less caramelly, right? This one feels more like citrus floral sweetness rather than this one had more caramel like sweetness, right? The 8 year, the 8 year was completely different than both of them, right? The 8 year, from what I remember, was like heavy caramel vanilla, and it didn't have a red fruit note. It was kind of like the opposite. I feel like the age took over and killed the red fruit note. But I'm like, they all have vanilla. They all have caramel. They all had a little bit of ethanol. They all had a little bit of cinnamon vibes. They all have the wild turkey funk. But the other two had red fruit, and I'm like, these two feel more expensive than the 8 year, which was kind of like the opposite. But what I remember as well, the 8 year felt a little bit more like viscous, right? A little thicker. But I was like, I mean, doing a blind, I was kind of like, are you sure? Maybe I'm going crazy. Say caramel 10 times fast, got me cracking up. Not gonna. I say caramel all different types of ways, so you got to catch it on the fly if you want to hear it, bud. Yeah, that one's like the. Have you ever had the Ghirardelli caramel? A little caramel sauce. I switch it up for you. That's for Kyle. It's like rich, sweet, salted caramel, right? Like the drizzle. You know what I mean? You ever had like a caramel frappe from McDonald's? It's like that if you ask for extra, right? And they just hit in that cup. That's what this is like, right? It is thicker, has vanilla. When I look at like what I prefer, I'm going these two, right? That's just my preference because this feels a little too basic. But if you take what I prefer out of it, what would you say? Like if you ask me, like, what do I feel is the highest price ticket? What costs the most? I would go the 8 year. The 8 year is thicker. It's less thin. It's less ethanol, and it feels like it has age to it, right? It's just I like things that are a little bit more complex, right? I like that I can pull out of the other two vanilla, caramel, cinnamon, and red fruit. Where the other one, it's like caramel, vanilla, cinnamon, no red fruit. You know what I mean? So like it just to me, that's what made me think it was even 101. I thought that was the original 101. I'm like, it's a little weaker because the other two were talking. You know what I mean? Kyle says, sounds like the 8 year would be more my palate then. The 8 year is great. Like, no, I love all three of these bottles. There's nothing wrong with any of them. You can't go wrong. If you pick them up, then you're good. Everybody's saying, I love the 8 year. The 8 year sounds like the sweet spot. You're not wrong. Just me personally, like, I'm a big, big fan of red fruit, stone fruit, strawberry, raspberry, all that kind of stuff. I love that note in bourbon. That's why I'm a really big fan of the Russell's 15. The Russell 15 has this like gushers or fruit roll up vibes. That's also like I'm not comparing these two. I just always bring them up because they have a similar one off note. Like Bruzel's bottle, the Oak Bowery one, it has like this like gushers red fruit vibe, and I really like that. It's one that I like, just like how I personally like the chocolate note in Woodford's, right? The Woodford's Double Oak, kind of same thing. So if I did a blind again, like 100%, like I would pick either one of these two. I wouldn't pick the 8 year. The 8 year is fantastic though. Don't get me wrong. I'll do another little pour of the 8 year, but it almost is like more butterscotch caramel but it's just like deep, sweet, salted caramel with a little butterscotch and vanilla. Burp. Oh, yeah, like it's good. Definitely a little better butterscotch on that too, but it's fantastic pours, all three of them, granted. But it kind of went like completely opposite of what I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to go 70th, 8 year, then 101. but it went 8 year, or then it went 101 70th 8 year, is what I believe the blind went. But what do I know? So, do I like Bullet bottled and bond? I don't remember. I don't remember. The new one, is that the brand new one? If so, I don't think so. I think it was good. I don't think it was anything I would buy. I get the butterscotch on that one too. Yeah, yeah. It's got like, it first hits me with like salty caramel, but like after it sits there for a second, it kind of feels more like butterbeer style, like the Harry Potter drink. That's what I think of, so I know that's butterscotch. All right, you guys talked to me into it. I'm like, I was saying this was our last pours, but I'm gonna do one more pour, and we'll finish up whatever conversations we have. While I have like one, just like one more, just you know what I mean, just one, just one. And I think we should go with. Should we do? Wait, should we? Fuck. Which one? Actually, let's do. My shelf's gonna look a little empty, but it's okay. We'll put them back. Which one? So we have 3 rare characters here, right? They're all different. We have the rare character limited release batch 1 of the straight rye whiskey. This one is coming in at 123.76 proof. Then you have the whiskey, not the bourbon, the whiskey coming in at 133 proof. This is also batch 1. These are both 2025 releases, by the way. And then we have the single barrel pick from Jacksonville Bourbon Whiskey Society and Shore Liquors. It's a 7-year, 4-month age, 116 proof Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey cask strength. But I don't care what they say or what they tell me, 100%, I believe this one has an amberana finish. It feels like it tastes like it, but everybody tell me it's not. But like, no joke, I've done that blind twice without doing like a lineup. My wife has picked this bottle twice randomly without me knowing, and said, "Here, figure out what this is." And I go, "That's my RD1 amberana finish." And she goes, "No, ha ha ha, it's your rare character." And I said, "What the fuck?" I go, "I told you it feels amberana finish." Kyle says another one, 1 and 2, left and right. Kyle, but like we've been live for like 2 hours. You got to be a little bit more direct. Which one? You know what I mean? Whiskey, rye, or amberana? Orange, blue, or yellow? Batch 1 and 1 or single barrel? You know what I mean? There's multiple different ways, left and right. They're all left and right to me. 1 and 2? Which one? I don't know when you posted that. It could have been 1 and 2 or 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Guys, if you just now tuned in, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you are new. We are on the road to 10,000. I'm going to do something crazy when we hit 10,000. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a while. So it's not going to happen today or tomorrow. But if it did, we'll do something crazy. Blend. All right. All right. Christian, you said it. You're telling me the ratio. So you're going to have to use your big boy words and tell me what the ratio is. Tell me like 50-50 or like 50-40-10. I need the ratio for each one. The finished one in the wooden. No. I'm done with the wooden glass. It's sitting over there. It does have to dry. So you can. The one thing that it does say, I don't know. I should probably put it to the test, but it says don't leave liquid in it for more than 4 hours. So we've been live 2. I don't want to risk it. 1 to 1 to 1. Okay. You don't want to type everything out. That's why you did that. So I get it. Let's do this. Oh, shit. There we go. All right. So he wants the 1-to-1 ratio for all three of these. You got it, my boy. You got it. Let's start off with the rye. First off, the rye is fantastic. It has this little mint note, nice and fresh. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's do. That's the fuck. Nope, that is the right line. Okay, I thought it was crazy. Blend her down. Oh, hold on. Right, we need a little music, right? My bad. Some of y'all had headphones on or something. There we go. Now we're jamming. Kyle says, finish long off my night with the Frey Range very small batch cash strength. Hell yeah, I love Frey Range. My freaking ears, but my bad, bro. My bad. That was on me. That's on me. I'm just making sure y'all still awake. You know what I mean? It's only a couple of you guys commenting, but like, there's a bunch of you guys watching. So if you guys are watching, drop a like, subscribe, and also let me know what you're sipping on, because I like to know. Or how about this? Instead of what you're drinking on, have you bought a bottle recently that you really like, that you think, hey, this guy should know about it? Like me, like I'm that guy. So let me know about it. All right, this is a 1-to-1 ratio of all three of these. The bourbon, which is what I believe to be Amberana finish. And of course, it's going to be the whiskey at 133 proof. And of course, the rye at 123 proof. What was the Amberana one at? It's not Amberana technically, but it's 116 proof. So the average is going to be pretty high. JC says, sorry, passing out over here. I get it. If you got to go to bed, bud, don't let me keep you up. I'll keep you here all night. Kyle says, JC, do more push-ups to stay up. Stay awake. Wow. That blended together really well. It's a really nice like mixture of like rye and whiskey. I don't know if I got Amberana on the nose, but we'll dial it in. Christian says the Lutro double single barrel is pretty damn good. What's Christian? What's the proof? And can you confirm, is that double oak or am I crazy? Juan says, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good night. Juan, welcome to stream, baby. Happy Friday. Glad to have you. Glad you got good sales earlier in the Discord, but yeah, we're kind of cruising towards the end of the live stream. It's not ending yet. Don't get me wrong. We got some stuff to do, but we're 2 hours in, Juan, so you're late. You'll get a tardy slip. No more baseball during work hours. You know what I mean? I'm just giving you shit. You know what I mean? So, all right, let's see if the blend's good. Man, could you imagine? The blend's fantastic. It's like the best thing I ever had. And then I have one giant bottle of the greatest thing ever, because all I got to do is mix it all. It's all almost even. I have to have a couple pours out of the single barrel, but besides that, it's basically even. I just want to point out, you could not pay me now to believe this is anything than Amberana finish. Just want to point that out. Mixing with all three, it's still, I know it's that bottle, bringing in that heavy cinnamon. It's almost like toasted cinnamon, which reminds me of Amberana. I actually really, really like this blend. It definitely leans more towards whiskey and bourbon, granted, right? Again, 2-to-1 ratio on the rye. These still have rye in the mix, but it's just not much for the mash bill. But the like tasting notes wise, the things that stand out to me the most. Honestly, that cinnamon kind of amberana feeling is there, followed up by like a nice creamy vanilla, and then surprisingly, like besides like spice, because there is some definite spice there, but like more like a nice, refreshing, like cool mint in there. I definitely think the proof stayed a little high. If I had to like guess proof, because I don't know what it blends out to being, but I would guess right around 125, 120 ish, somewhere in that window. Again, we're talking 133, 123, and 116. I don't know if that, it just feels right around that 120 to 125 range. I like it a lot. The only thing it's missing is like a fruit or a citrus. It's the only thing it's really missing from this. But a nice little orange zest over top would be really good. It's really good. I like it. That's a good blend. 1-to-1-to-1. Rare Character has got it going on. Rare Character in general is just a giant blend. So blending the blends, you know what I mean? We might be onto something. All right. So let's get some water. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all, I'm kidding. So I think that's Carson says, my favorite AA group. How we doing, Bill? Carson, welcome to stream, baby. Happy Friday. It's almost Saturday, so you're about 12 minutes short of having a happy Saturday. But I think we're basically done with the live stream. You know what I mean? I think that's where we call it. I'm gonna go get some tater tots, something like that. You know what I mean? So, what I think we should do, since half of you guys are in the Discord at this point, I'm just gonna go talk some shit in the Discord for a little bit. Just a couple messages here and there, but ooh, what'd he post? North Florida posted his twice barrel special release Tennessee Rye, 100 proof. It looks good. But Carson says, I didn't get the glazed Tux though. Tux hasn't been here. He came in and said, hey, where's the Discord link? And then he left. So I don't know. I don't know where he is. Carson, did you change your profile picture? Is that a fire truck? What's happening? Your house on fire? Big Boy John says, cool beard, bruh. Thanks. Christian, I did just drop the link. It was kind of weird looking, but if you go to my my post tabs on my channel, it's the first post I made. It has the Discord link. You can join it that way. People go in there. We talk. I obviously have my fantasy football thing in there. I have a little page where people show what they picked up and where they got it. I got a cocktail thing, and then I have the hangout page. So there's a couple things. It's not massive yet. I've kind of slowly let people kind of join in there. But if you want to, by all means, get in there, talk some shit. I talk shit. So how long you been growing it? Not that long. John, so this is like accumulation. It slowly gets longer and longer and longer. I used to keep it like pretty. I used to keep it at a 2 guard, for example, during COVID, and I eventually let it grow. Then I got to here, right, here and up, and that was like 2022. And then I kept it trimmed for a long time, and then I just stopped going to the barber. And this has been about, I don't know when, how long it was last barber trim. I would guess probably about here. But all of this is probably like the last like 3 months, like 2 3 months. It's just gotten crazy. I do have to trim it up, but it's a good beard. You know what I mean? It's a little crazy looking right now, but granted, it's a good beard. Carson says, "Yeah, I did for the first time since 2014. About time, but about time. It's still a fire truck, not you. So like a good picture of you would be good on there, but whatever. I'm not being picky." Kyle says, "It's not just a beard; it's a tater tot storage device." You don't know what's in here. I could have something crazy in here. You know, Drew? Kidding. You're not wrong though. Like if I'm ever like out there on the couch eating tater tots, a little chicken nuggets, and I pass out, I always wake up. I got a little snack underneath the hood. You know what I mean? I don't eat it, but it's there. So the the beard does like I'm done taking compliments at this point. It's got to be cleaned up. You know what I mean? Like you guys compliment, it's almost like being like, "Hey, like you look good for a fat chick." You know what I mean? Like don't do that to me. It looks good, but like it needs to be better. It needs a nice little trim. So, cheers to you boys. There's no shot. This isn't Amberana finish, dude. Amberana. Kids Dino Nuggies. All that's all. Kyle, we do not keep anything in this house besides Dino Nuggies. Not because of the kid. First off, they're cheaper. Second, who doesn't love a little fun snack? So, yeah, Dino Nuggies on deck. Great value tater tots though. They're better. Doesn't matter. I had the extra crispy bullshit, whatever fucking shit you find. Unless Checkers releases a tater tot, I'm buying great value. They're crunchier. They're better. Just saying. Kyle, I said this. If I hit 20K subs if I hit 10,000 subs before the end of the year, I'll shave the entire beard off. I'll go naked what is it called? Naked mole rat. That's what I was going with. Well, we won't hit it. My bad, Christian. My bad. My bad. I would go naked mole rat on them for if we hit 10,000 subscribers. We won't, so I don't have to worry about it. 20,000, fucking shit. And like I'll shave it live on stream. I'll shave my chest. I'll shave my head. I don't give a shit. What's my favorite all-time beer? So I have a weird one. it's it's a caramel cream ale. I don't know the name of it, so it's hard. But it's a caramel cream ale, and it was on the Norwegian Encore's inaugural cruise. Is where I found it. But somebody found it for me once and sent it to me. It's got like a yellow and blue can, I believe. It's got a whale on it, and it's a caramel cream ale, but it's fantastic. It's not like it's not all caramel and cream, but like it's a nice little sweet dessert style beer. Not too heavy. It's still light. It's fantastic. Great beer. I just don't know the name of it. But if I ever found it, that's what I would drink. Kyle says no, don't shave it off completely. That's what I said. Like we're not gonna hit it, so I don't have to worry about it. 10, 20,000 subs. We're only at like 3 or 4. You know what I mean? Like I ain't got. What are we gonna? I will take all the work I've done over the past like 2 years and double it overnight. I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna happen. Have I ever tried the Pisco sour? No. I've had sour beers before. They're not bad. Not like things that I would like die to have, but they're not bad. Just sours in general. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we were ending the stream. I'm gonna head over to the Discord, talk some shit. You know what I mean? If you guys want to join, the link's in the post tab of the channel. Head over there if you want to join. It doesn't cost anything. Just join in right now. Eventually, you'd have to like pay to get in, but whoever's in getting grandfathered in eventually. That's not today, tomorrow, or anything like that. But it's a Peruvian alcohol. You should look it up. I should. Eventually. It's not super sour. That was my issue with sours. It's almost like a warhead with beer. So I kind of, that's why they're not really my favorite. They're not bad. It's just that caramel cream ale was fantastic. But ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all that jazz, because of course I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side. Justin says, does that bourbon taste good? It does. It's a blend of all three, by the way. I was doing weird shit. Christian says it only takes one viral video for 20K. It does. Good thing I'm not posting that much, because that would be crazy if I had to shave my face butt naked on camera. Kyle says $1.99. Good night, everyone. Kyle, appreciate it, bud. As always. Just putting it towards the bourbon fund. Putting her in. It says not all the not it all. It's definitely not sour in terms of that. I mean, that's good. I mean, I definitely, I'm not super into beers, but I'm always into like trying new things. So if I see it, definitely I'll definitely grab it. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, I've held you up enough. If you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, I will see you on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, peace.